what's going on YouTube? This is Chris Massimo here, back again with some Apex Legends gameplay. Alrighty, so I know that you guys have probably been playing or seeing what's going on in the world of Apex, and if you guys don't already know what's going on, we actually just got an update recently on Tuesday. Of course, I do apologize for not getting any videos out any sooner. I did want to stick to the schedule that I had set for myself. But for the most part, I've been playing it a lot, and I've actually been having a lot of fun. I'm actually playing the new limited time event right now, which is going to be the Armed and Dangerous. And basically the way that it works is that you actually just are limited to shotguns and sniper weapons, as well as Evo shields. So it's actually been really fun. Of course, they were able to go ahead and implement the new mobile respawn beacons. I think it adds a lot of dynamics to the video game. It's actually really fun, a really cool change in my opinion. I know that there's some sneaky ways to actually use it as well. Just put multiple in the area so you have the enemy team guessing where you're actually going to do that respawn. But let's go ahead and dive deep into the new event that we're going to be playing, or what you guys are seeing right now, before I actually go into more of the legend updates. So as far as you guys know, I am not a sniper. I am not a shotgun user by any means. I am not good with any of those weapons, and I do not claim to be at all. But for the most part, I felt like I did pretty decent. It's not obviously my high kill game that I like to go ahead and usually try and strive for. I tried to do this solo, just like my last video that I posted up on Monday, but for the most part, what ended up happening was I was just raging all the time. I couldn't get any good teammates. All the teammates that I were getting, the ones that got knocked down, would end up just leaving the match. And eventually, I was able to, fortunately, discover these new teammates that I'm with right now, and they were actually looking for a third person, and I can honestly say that we actually got a good amount of wins working together. So what I honestly can say when it comes to this particular event is you're gonna want to run teams, and of course I always say that you want to run teams when you're playing duos and trios, but you can get away with it for the most part, getting away just running a solo and not really communicating. But on this particular event, you actually want to run a team because it's just so hectic. Right off the drop, you're going to have a lot of people shooting constantly, and then of course, when you're actually encountering other teams, you need to have that communication, because people are just sniping you all the time and other people are just shotgunning, and sometimes you just don't know where they're coming from. But anyways, what I also really like too with the new updates is that the fact that they were able to go ahead and include Crypto's town takeover. So if you guys don't already know, Crypto was able to go ahead and provide some recon in Kings Canyon. So on the southeast of the map, which is usually under Repulsor, Crypto has his map room, so you can actually use his tech to get to the location of all the legends on the map and see where everyone is going to be at. It's not going to be lifetime, but just have a little sense of direction of where people are, so you can check the screens and scatter it around the room and to see how many enemy squads are nearby as well too. So I think it's just a cool addition that they were able to add to the game. It just helps change up things. So speaking of changing up things, let's go ahead and talk about all the new things that they were able to add into the game. Of course, a big one that everyone knows of is actually the new heirloom, which is Mirage's trophy. So of course, Mirage, being the guy that he is, he of course was able to go ahead and get a trophy of himself. It just fits the description of how he is as a legend. But it's been really cool. I haven't personally been able to get it myself yet. I kind of want to just go ahead and grind it out rather than just splurging all the money on it. I feel like I would feel a lot more, better about myself and feel like I actually earned it rather than just, spending money. But, that's just me. So we'll see if I get it by the end of this event. I don't know, but I'm going to definitely try. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and move forward and talk about the new legend updates. And what I'll do for you guys too is, in case you guys want to go ahead and read about it yourselves and see everything that changed, I'll go ahead and include the link in the description so that you guys can go ahead and read about it yourselves. So first things first is Lifeline. So her passive has changed. So Combat Revive now replaces Combat Medic. You can deploy the DOC to revive teammates, and DOC will deploy a shield and revive Lifeline's teammates, leaving Lifeline free to defend or revive someone else. This fully replaces Lifeline's old passive, including Fast Heal. And of course, her tactical changes as well. So Lifeline's tactical cooldown is now 45 seconds, and previously it was 60 seconds. And then her ultimate is going to be changing as well too. So Lifeline's care package now contains more items. The care package will contain 3 times more small healing items when it decides to spawn small healing items, and the care package will contain 2 more attachments when it decides to spawn attachments. Now moving forward with Octane. I know the biggest thing about Octane was trying to make him more team oriented, and in my opinion it's changed him a little bit. I wouldn't say it completely made him team oriented, but at the end of the day he's still very fun. You're going to enjoy him a lot more, and if you think that he's going to be able to add a little bit more viability to the team, he will, especially with his update that I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. So first things first, his tactical has changed. So upon activation, the stim will now remove movement impairing effects, and your stim sprinting speed is now increased by 10%. And then also his ultimate has now changed to players can now double jump in mid-air after using Octane's launch pad, and players can actually change direction easily from double jump. And if you haven't tried this out yet, it is so fun. It's really cool. You can actually get a lot of cool clips, maybe some cool kills and maybe some shots that you can go ahead and record with your buddies and just have a really overall good time. Another great thing about it too is if you're ever trying to get somewhere on the high ground, it can actually allow you guys to get into a better position for your team. And now let's go ahead and talk about the legend update that I am most excited about. So Revenant is getting some love. His tactical is going to be now changing. So now what he's able to do is go ahead and cancel out Pathfinder mid grapple, and of course Wraith mid phase walk attempt before the phase walk actually activates. And now it's going to be able to prevent Mirage Cloaked Revives, Mirage Decoy Control Activation, and Lifeline's Combat Revive. And then lastly, his ultimate, the range is going to be actually removed from the Death Totem. And this is going to be huge, especially if you're a Revenant main or you just like to go ahead and play with him. That Death Totem just helps out a lot because of course you can go ahead and revive and be able to go ahead and finish off that party or that team that you're going to go ahead and try and be in a battle with. But sometimes you're very limited because of that range that you guys are in. But now with Revenant having unlimited range, you guys can put the totem super far away and still rush the enemy team and not have to worry about getting out of that zone and then putting you guys in a very bad situation. And Crypto has gotten some changes as well. I don't think it's going to be some game-breaking changes or anything too crazy or something that's going to make him just a top legend now, but his tactical has changed. So when it comes to deploying his hack or the Crypto's drone, it now takes 1.5 seconds from 2.5 seconds. So that extra 1 second could mean a lot for those Crypto mains out there, but when you actually really think about Apex Legends, that extra 1 second in a gun battle can really change things around. But his ultimate is now going to be able to disable Watson's pylons too, so I guess that's going to be a really good benefit for him. And then of course Loba, her tacticals changed, so Burglar's best friend will no longer be intercepted by Watson's interception pylon, and then her ultimate, which is the Black Market Boutique, is now going to be able to only pick up 1 stack of ammo rather than 1 stack plus the amount that was required to fill whatever partial stack you had in your inventory. And then now ultimate accelerants now give 20% ultimate charge as opposed to 17.5%. So I know that they're trying to go ahead and make Loba, a little bit more fun. She is the new legend, but there's not a lot of people that use her too much, and the people that do use her, I mean, they're pretty good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Loba doesn't really do anything too good for the team except for giving that ability to shield swap in those moments that you guys really need it. But anyways, moving forward, so let's go ahead and talk about Mirage. So Mirage's tactical has now been changed so that you can now hold the tactical button and release auto control decoys, and then decoys will now say lines when shot. So it's passive. So when cloaked, Mirage's hollow emitters will be visible to players that are less than 5 meters away. So this is going to be something that's going to be pretty huge, and I know that every time when I'm facing a team that has a Mirage and the other person goes down, it can be very difficult sometimes to figure out where Mirage is getting the revive just because you can't really see him, especially with the belt. I know that it has a little bit of lights and it's supposed to be a little bit more visible to you, but at the end of the day it's still very difficult to go ahead and find him. So I'm glad that they're able to make him less overpowered or less very good, I would say, and just balance him out a little bit more. And also what it's included too is that when you're skydiving, you can now create decoys for the entire squad when skydiving, when still diving with your squad. So that's going to be something pretty useful, very nice to go ahead and see as well too. As for Gibraltar, his fast heal that is usually granted inside of the dome has been slowed down, so it went from 25% faster to 15% faster. Caustic got a little nerf, so of course enemies can cancel Caustic's barrels by shooting it before it's fully inflated. And then Wattson. So the intent of the changes is to actually create openings for Wattson. So it's basically able for enemies or other people to be able to breach Wattson's positions, because it is still possible for Wattson players to hold a position with the trophy indefinitely. But that should come at the cost of using ultimate accelerants. So now, Wattson's pylons now last for 90 seconds. Watsons can actually have up to 3 pylons out at a time, so you can no longer spam them like crazy. And then Wattson can stack 2 ultimate accelerants per inventory slot. Lastly, we have Wraith. So the developers have made it clear that increasing Wraith's tactical cooldown has proven to be ineffective at curbing her exceedingly high win rate and kill rate. So what this means is that changes are meant to be disincentivize Wraith players from using Phase Walk as a get out of jail free card and move it into more of a repositioning and scouting ability. So Phase Walk will now take 1.25 seconds to enable. It was 0.4 seconds. During this time, Wraith will now receive a 20% move slow. So that does not affect Phase Walk while placing a Phase Portal. And while in Phase Walk, Wraith will now get a 30% move speed boost. While in Phase Walk, Wraith can now see other players while in the void as well. And Phase Walk will now last 4 seconds as opposed to 3 seconds. And then her cooldown for Phase Walk is now down to 25 as opposed to 35 seconds. And now going towards her Phase Tunnel. So that is going to be decreased distance from portal placement by 25%. So I know that Wraith has gotten a pretty decent amount, whether it's a buff or a nerf, whether way you guys like to look at it. There are some glitches that are going on with Wraith 2. Of course, if you guys have seen it around with the no headshot damage glitch, or maybe her hitbox is just huge now, I'm sure the developers are going to go ahead and start fixing that for us as well too. So overall, in my opinion, I think that the update's actually been really fun. I'm really excited to keep playing it and grinding at it more. As this video wraps up, guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much for clicking on the video today. And if you guys want any more good content or any more information regarding to Apex Legends, then stay tuned for the next ones. Thank you so much, guys. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
You are the Apex Champions.